Taraji P. Henson broke down in tears when asked about quitting acting. Says she's still not paid fairly. Enough is enough. This industry will steal your soul. Well, all right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the final topic of the day, the biggest topic of the day about Miss Taraji P. Henson and her being emotional, promoting the latest film that hit theaters yesterday called The Color Purple. Thought it was a great film. If you have seen the film, if you've seen the musical that just dropped yesterday, hit a 3 in the chat. If you've seen the original, hit a 4 in the chat. But again, I have my fresh out of the theater reaction for you guys to check out, and also the full movie review. And if you want to go check that out, but let's go ahead and talk about this topic right here with Taraji P. Henson. It's the last topic of the day, topic number 5, coming from Variety. Taraji P. Henson broke down in tears when asked about quitting acting. Says she's still not paid fairly. Enough is enough. This industry will steal your soul. That is a darn shame. Let's get into this. Taraji P. Henson broke down in tears during a Sirius XM interview with Gayle King while promoting her new film, The Color Purple. King asked the Oscar and Emmy-nominated actor if she was still thinking about quitting acting, which King had heard rumors of Henson previously saying. Henson responded by revealing she has hit her breaking point in Hollywood since she continues to be underpaid. Now, I could read the quote right there for you, but I'm going to do you one better. I have the video here myself. Hit a 1 in the chat if you can hear this, please.
Are you thinking about it? I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%. That's right. Okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed, sometimes not more. After what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I get that.
It wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling me? Yeah. And what does it tell me? Yeah.
You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what the fuck am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Baby girl, you do not have to apologize. That I don't like seeing that. And I'm gonna give my commentary, of course. Hopefully, talk about some solutions and things of that nature. But she goes on to say that's not the only quote. That's just the only video I have. Henson was nearly sobbing at. Oh, y'all can't see that. Hold on 1 second. Henson was nearly sobbing at this point in the interview. She went on to explain that despite her various successes, she still gets told there's not a lot of money on the table because Black actors and stories don't translate overseas, among other excuses. Now, I can bring up all the receipts and box office to say that is not true. Well, especially when it comes to blockbusters. If you're talking about maybe some $50 million and lower films, maybe that's the case. But, you know, we're going to get into it. I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, Henson said. 20 plus years and in the game, and I still hear the same thing. And I see what you do for another production. But when it's time to go up to bat for us, they don't have enough money. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it. Enough is enough. That's why I have other brands, because this industry, if you let it, it will steal your soul. I refuse to let that happen. Henson's The Color Purple director, Blitz Bazawule, this gentleman right here, that's what it looks like. He directed the film. Backed her claim, sharing that he had to fight for all of his leading actors to be cast in the film despite their various successes. He said it was like you were never here when he brought up their names to the studio. The fact that each of you had to audition for this roles that were second nature for you, roles that no one should have even questioned, Basawile said. And that is crazy though. Like, I mean, if you're a newcomer, if you don't have much under your belt and you have to audition for a role, that's understandable. But for somebody that is as seasoned as her, that's just kind of weird to me. That is kind of weird. I don't get that. And of course, I do want to hear what you guys have to say as well. Prior to the interview, Henson spoke with Variety. Discussion revealed that she nearly turned down The Color Purple over pay reasons in order to set an example for her female co-stars. She even revealed that she hasn't had a raise in her pay since 2018 Proud Mary, an action movie she had the lead role in. If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easier for Fantasia, for Daniel Brooks? Henson said, why am I doing this? We're here to serve each other. Now, this paragraph here, she talks about Benjamin Button. She only got a paid $150,000, but she was asking for $500,000. I have multiple feelings about all of this right here. On the one hand, it's blatantly obvious that a gender thing, sex thing, that women don't get paid as much as the male counterparts in Hollywood, and then it's a race thing as well. What is her name? Jessica Chastain, I believe. She held it down a number of years ago for Octavia Spencer. They was in the same film, had same role, same amount of screen time. And they were just having a discussion of, hey, Jessica was like, hey, I'm getting paid this much. Octavia was like, I'm getting paid like an eighth or a fifth of what you're getting. And so she either sacrificed some of her paycheck and gave it to Octavia, or went in there and kicked the door and raised hell. And that's what's up right there. That is a true ally, in my opinion. And so, we got to hold on to that. But at the same time, this article goes into detail saying, hey, she's an Emmy nominated, Oscar nominated, winner nominated, etc. But in my opinion, you still have to be justified to get a certain paycheck. Just because you have been doing film and television for even 30, 40 years does not mean that you just need to be making tens, $20 million. Now, that is not what Taraji is saying here. She's not. And about the whole Benjamin Button thing, she's not comparing herself to Brad Pitt, saying, well, I want the same check that he's getting. That wouldn't equate remotely, not in the slightest. That's what somebody else was saying in Hollywood that I don't want to name right now, because I just don't want to be ugly and messy. She just wanting a little bit more. Now, she did bring this up right here. This film, and I did review this on my channel. It unfortunately, it was not good. She says that she did not get a pay raise since Proud Mary that came out in 2018. This movie didn't make any money at all. So, while I do feel that Taraji should be getting paid for her worth, on one end, the receipts have to match. You people have to show up for you. And so if my solutions to this, if you're watching this and you feel sorry for her and you're like, man, this is messed up, what can you do? Well, you have to show up at the box office. Sometimes even if I do see a movie early for free, because the studio was nice enough to allow me to do that, when the movie comes out, if it's somebody black, I still will sometimes just buy a ticket, and because I want to give them my money, and I won't show up, because I've already seen it, And so I want to, speak with my dollars. You know what I'm saying? And so let's see here. What women want. I know what men want. The remake of the Mel Gibson film, which I thought was even better than the original. This one came out in 2019, a year after Proud Mary. It didn't make much money. Now it was profitable because the budget was only $20 million. And if you multiply that by 3, and it's not an exact science, that's just 60. So it made money. But this right here is not a lot of money when you're, speaking about worldwide. The international was only 17 million. Majority of it was made here in the United States. And so, I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. I'm not saying that what she's saying is crap and Taraji don't know what she's talking about. No, she does get deserved. She does deserve to get paid more. We know that there is a disparity. But again, she's not asking for a ridiculous amount. She also talked about actually let me just bring it up in the article right here. Let's see here. This is Robin Thede who made a comment about this on X. Watch this. Taraji is telling the absolute truth. 70 to 80% of gross income is cut off the top for taxes and commissions, agents, managers, lawyers, and for those who pay other employees as well. Baby, the math ain't mathing. And excuse me, I'm so sorry. And you're like 10 million minus 8 million, that's still $2 million. There is some truth there. Not gonna lie. And the whole interview right here is on Sirius Radio's YouTube channel. It's like 9 minutes. I'm not gonna play a whole 9-minute thing here. And then Taraji mentioned that too, about the 10 million. But I want to say this as well. Look, I'm not gonna come to any conclusions. I don't know. But hopefully the people that are on Taraji's team are really on her team and not taking advantage of her. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they could be the sweetest people in the world, the most trustworthy, loyal, 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? They could be. I don't know. Or they could be some vultures. I mean, we do know that a lot of entertainers over the years have been taken advantage of. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking about Mike Tyson. He talked about in prison that was his most at peace because nobody could take advantage of him. So hopefully that's not the case. You also do have to negotiate. Okay. I mean, I don't know if Taraji is putting her foot down and was like, no, this is ridiculous. Or are you just signing at the dotted line on whatever is offered to you? I don't know. But what I do know is that if we do want her to receive some type of justice, we can show up for her at the box office. And, if you're not doing that, that's really, really unfortunate. Let me bring up her IMDb here. I just want to look at Hustle and Flow. I'm not even gonna bring it up. That was like a $2 million production budget. So, even Terrence Howard was like, I only got $12,000 for that. Well, I don't know anything about residuals, but it was a $2 million movie. So Paw Patrol, I did not see. Abbott Elementary, Empire. Did y'all watch Empire? Okay, What Women Want. That was in 2019. Acrimony. This was in the middle of Proud Mary and What Men Want. I hated that movie. Let's see how much that made. Not a lot. It's a Tyler Perry film. So $46 million, and it made $2 million overseas. And so I'll say this, in my opinion, Taraji is not asking for a crazy amount of money. She's, and I'll go ahead and say this, like Monique, I did not agree with Monique's stance because she was offered $500,000 and then she ended up suing Netflix. Now, does Monique, in my opinion, deserve more than 500K? Yes. Yes. People was like, that's a slap in the face. I agree. At the very least, maybe $1 million, but I said a respectable amount should have been anywhere from $2 to $5 million for a Netflix special. That's just my opinion. But the only reason I say I didn't agree with Monique is because she was making a counter offer comparing herself to Amy Schumer, Dave Chappelle, and Chris Rock and people like that, the biggest in the industry in that field. And I'm just like, even Monique, if you are talented, you're not on their level. They have made much more money in their television shows and their stand-ups and their movies than you. And so, you can't ask for 15 to 20 million, but 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. Okay, that's a bit more realistic. And I'll just say that to say that's not what Taraji is doing. And we know this. I brought up the Jessica Chastain, Octavia Spencer example there a little bit. And hopefully more people can do that. Now, these production companies, Warner Brothers, you see it right here. And this is my thing. For one, I'm not gonna act like I've never cried over here myself before and complained that I was mistreated. But I will admit, and shout out to Dr. Aaron Johnson, Aaron D. Johnson. I saw you joined on Instagram, man, and I appreciate that. Very great educator. I was talking to him a while back, but I will admit my consciousness, my level of awareness is not where it used to be 3 to 4 years ago. And I am ashamed of that. And what I'm getting at is, as far as solution number one is, Black people, show up for your people at the theater and streaming. If they on the streaming platform, buy the movie, rent the movie, subscribe to the platform, show up for them at the box office. Just do that. That's solution number one. And then two is, we got to realize the system that we live in. We're living in a system where the people that look like us, we're not liked. So just by default, they're not going to pay us the same as they pay people that look like them. And I'm talking about white people. I mean, and I just think that's like just on default too. And y'all may get happy about Black Lives Matter if you see a white person or somebody that don't look like us saying Black Lives Matter. Oh, they do love us. Well, they love us like they may love us, but in my opinion, they love us like we're their pets. They don't want us to be mistreated. They can be like, oh my gosh, this Black person, this Black man, Black woman shouldn't just get beat the crap on the streets. They have some humanity. Okay, that's on the bottom base foundational level. But when it comes to getting on the same level of them, as far as economics or surpassing them, they're not going to pay us the same. And it's just kind of weird to me that some of us still expect that. It's not. We don't own anything. I'm only going to speak for America. We were 13% of the population at least, and we only own 2.6% of the nation's wealth. We got to do something about that. And so I talked about solution one of just showing up for your people with your dollars. But man, we got to change the system. Like if in the system that is currently in place, if they are not going to give us what we feel that we deserve, we can't complain. We just got to create our own. And no, that is not going to take a year or 2 or 5 or 10 years. This is a lifelong endeavor to receive reparations. That's what we need. Once we get reparations, then we can create our own systems and pay our people what we deserve, and we don't have to rely on them. Oh, okay, you don't want to pay us what we think we deserve while Taraji is crying on the Gayle King interview. Hey, I got my own people over here. We got our own studios. We got our own this. We control our own life in every aspect: economics, education, labor law, politics, religion, sex, war. That is the end goal. Again, it's a lifelong effort. It's a lifelong endeavor. Realistically, it's going to take at the very least one lifetime to get that accomplished. But the end goal is for us to have 100% control over our whole life globally. And it's going to take some decades. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of reading, and a lot of education. I mean, I'm doing this for my grandchildren and great grandchildren. And think about it this way. And I'm not trying to throw shade or talk down on people that don't do this, but hopefully at the very least, everybody watching this has a savings account and are saving for retirement. Every time you get paid, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, semi-monthly, whatever, you do what you got to do, and you put a little bit on to the side so that when you get to 60, 65, 70, however years old, where you don't want to work no more, you have you a nice nest egg. It's a lifelong thing. You can't save for retirement in one check in 1 month, in 1 year. You do a little bit at a time, as much as you can, to where when you get to that age and you pass away, all of that you saved up, all that you're built, you pass down to your offspring. It's the same thing with reparations. It's not going to happen in a year or 2 or 5 or 10. You do as much as you can while you're here alive on earth. And then when you get to 60, 70, 80 years old, like, all right, I did as best as I possibly could. All right, son, daughter, grandbaby, grandchild, whatever. Here's what I built. Carry the torch. Do what you can and keep on going and going and going and going and going and going on. And even when people like this, I saw on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, it was a black person. It was like a 60-second, 90-second video, right? He was like, "There's a 5 bullet points right here that black people can do to get out of this hellhole that they're in right now." He just dropped them real quick. Some people, took note of what he's saying, but I saw a lot of other people complaining, "Man, I'm tired of people jumping on here in these 60-second Instagram videos talking about this or that when they ain't provide no real solutions." Da, 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 da. The thing is, the solutions have already been provided, but for some reason, we don't want to listen to the experts. We don't want to do the work. And what I mean by that is reading and increasing our education. Like if the solution were to be provided by somebody, someone, or a group of people, where would they put that information? Like they wouldn't put it in the clouds. You wouldn't have a Spider-Man web shooter and try to yank it out the sky. It would be in some type of format that you can consume it, whether it's a video, some type of audio, or online where you can go research it, or written down somewhere, aka a book that you have to read. I'm not trying to sound, rude or I'm not trying to sound rude or condescending or facetious, but I'm just telling how it is, in my opinion. Peace Be Free said financial literacy is the key to a degree. Let me say this: 10 things we get wrong about closing the racial wealth gap. Is this it? Yes. So thank you, Peace Be Free. You beat me to it. Google is a good tool that you can use. 10 things we get wrong about closing the racial wealth gap. If I click this right here, let me actually go back. This is from the Samuel Dubois Cook Center on Social Equity. Dr. William Sandy Darity Jr. Is a part of this. And this is a good introduction for you for financial literacy. If you're like, okay, look, they're not going to give us the white people are not going to give us the money. They're not going to pay us what we want. So we got to create our own. I suggest everybody read this. This is 67 pages. And it's 10 things about closing the racial wealth gap. Now, it will shock you. It may put you in a mode of depression. And that happened to me. But hey, what do you want to do? Cry or grow? So that's on you. If you scroll down, look at about the authors. This is nothing but economists, historians, and lawyers. Okay, these are the people that know what they're talking about. Derek Hamilton, black dude. He popped up on one of the Young Turks sister or brother channels, Indisputed with Dr. Rod Ritchie. Economists. These are experts. Antonio Moore, he got a YouTube channel, Tone Talks. My point is saying is, y'all, the solutions are out there, man. You just got to consume it. This William Sandy Darity guy here, where he at? This is what he looks like. I'm not talking about social media pundits. I'm not trying to crap on them, but they have provided the solutions. It's gonna take look. He got his book right here that I got, From Here to Equality. This came out a couple of years ago. He wrote it with his wife, Kirsten Mullen. I think the first page of this book, the first page or the second page, but first and second pages, it talks about every reparations movement that has been attempted since like 1865. You may be saying to yourself, well, damn, B, we've been trying to do this since 1865 and it failed. Well, that's where your studying comes in. Study, learn, increase your education on what made all those movements successful, what made them fail. That's why history is important. You know your history, so you're not, you want to know your history so you can have some pride and the sense of where you come from. Another reason is so we're not making the same mistakes from the past. Study what happened to the civil rights movement back in the 60s and 70s. What made it strong? What made it weak? What made the Black Panther strong? What made it weak? Study similarities in the feminist movement from decades ago and how it compares to what happened with the Black Lives Matter organization, not the movement, but the organization. So my point is, y'all, the solutions are there. It's in books. The last chapter of this book right here gives a realistic way that reparations can be achieved over time. So there you go. If I could shove it in through the camera and give it to you, I would, but I would break my camera and that wouldn't work anyway. But if 10 years from now, we're still going to be crying on interviews. And I'm not talking crap on Taraji, but I'm just saying, are we still going to be complaining that these people that don't look like us don't pay us money, or we're going to create our own and do it our damn self? So that's just where I'm at. You got the new Jim Crow. Come on. You got When Rocks Cry Out. Richard Rothstein, The Color of Law. I'm gonna go through them all. Not every book I got. New Creations of an Economic Hitman. Now, shout out to my homie Clarice. Stab. If she watching this, I'll shut down. She know what I'm talking about. What is his name? Dr. Amos Wilson. He passed away in 1995, I believe. This is the brother right here. Man, at the very least, look him up on YouTube. This dude is cold as hell. He was a Black American psychologist. This is what he wrote right here. The blueprint for Black power, a moral, and while I may be scaring y'all, like, oh my God, Black people achieving power. Why are we afraid of power? What is wrong with Black people being powerful? We just want to be powerful enough so we can control our own. We don't give a damn about controlling nobody else. We just want to control our own life. There's nothing wrong with Black people being powerful. We was put on this earth to be weak? I think not. But a blueprint for Black power, a moral, political, and economic imperative for the 21st century. Dr. Amos Wilson. And he is here. Now, I will talk shit now. If you're too lazy to Google something, that is a damn shame. Now, if you're offended by that, that's on you. This thing is 700 pages. The solution is there, man. Just the thing about it is you're not going to be able to read and consume everything. It's a lot of stuff, and it can wear you down. And the more you read, you're gonna gain some confidence, right? You're gonna be like, hell yeah, okay, I learned this, I learned that. Okay, then let's put this into fruition. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to read all y'all comments and stuff. But then you're gonna read more, and then you're gonna be like, damn, wait a minute, we done tried everything. And that can bring you down. So I'm just letting you know you're gonna go through that emotionally. And so the thing to fix that is you got to find people with like minds so y'all can hold each other up. And so then we got our boy, what is his name? Dr. Neely Fuller wrote the United Independent Compensatory Code System concept. I learned from him this, like, I forgot, was it James Baldwin who made the quote or saying something like a conscious man is always going around angry or enraged or something like that. I can't remember the quote, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And when you increase your education stuff, you're gonna get angry. You're gonna be like, this is effing bull crap. They stole everything from us. But then you got to calm yourself down. And that's what Neely Fuller talks about. He's like, look, you got to realize that you was born into this mess. You was already born into the fire, born into hell, and it's out of your control. If you're alive today watching this live right now, it's not your fault. It's not. It's not my fault. It's not my mama, daddy fault. It's not, we were born into this. You know what I'm saying? And also, guys, think about this, man. Think about all the slaves that built this country in 1792 and 1810. Are we going to let them go through all that for nothing? A lot of them, if in 1815, the thought of Black people being free was as realistic of everybody turning Super Saiyan and flying in the air and shooting rainbows out their chest like Care Bears. But look, you got to start somewhere. Neely Fuller is not going to be here much longer. This man is literally about 95, 96 years old, and this is the third edition. Only it talks about all 9 areas of human activity. It's a textbook workbook. You don't have to read it from cover to cover. You can skip around. The only sections I haven't read in this yet is about spirit, like religion and sex. But that's your own personal business. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it's constructed. I don't care what God or who you worship or who you're sleeping with. That's your business. Let's see here. We also have, where do we go from here? Yeah, I think y'all recognize that man right there, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, from Chaos of Community. I remember Roland Martin recommended this book. I've read this book at least one and a half times. When affirmative action was white. My point is all of the information is out there. If you don't want to consume it, that is on you. The Color of Money. This book here is cold as hell. And I said that I only made it to chapter 6, and then I had ADHD and went to something else. But this is from Professor Mercer Baradaran. She is a lawyer out of I forgot what university, but she is also a part of this right here. She's on this list of scholars or whatever. My point is, guys, listen to the experts, listen to the historians, listen to the economists, listen to the lawyers. Why? Well, we got to listen to the economists because they know where the money resides. That's what we're talking about. So that's who William Sandy Darity is, the guy that we got to listen to the lawyers because they got all the information on the Constitution, all the ins and outs and the loopholes and the treaties and stuff like that. And the historians, we got to know the historians because they know the history. We got to know the psychologists as well. What else we got? Oh man, we going to school today. So the ISIS papers. We all have a very elementary understanding of race. Now, this does talk about Jesus Christ for all my believers out there in a positive way. This is not anti anything. Chapter 7 of this book changed my freaking life because it talks about Jesus Christ as a black man. And I swear to God, my eyes was open like a mug. I was like, oh my gosh. I wanted to jump into the book. It was so damn cold. This is by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She passed away in 2016. Let's not let all these people that did this work go to waste. It Takes a Village, written by, what is his name? Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now, I do have my opinions on Dr. Boyce Watkins, but hey, he's still part of the community. You can get this book for free. You just download it for free right now. I have not read this one yet, but Medical Apartheid. You know, what are they doing to us in these hospitals and stuff? We got to know our history. Now, as far as reparations and money is concerned, I said earlier that we're at least 13% of the population. We only own 2.6% of the nation's wealth, which is ridiculous. And what do the Republicans always say? You should get what you deserve, what you work for. Mother effer, we built the country. All of the wealth that was built from slavery is still circulating in the economy today. And we didn't have access to it. It was illegal. We just want that. At the very least, we should own at least 13%. However, the American government is not the only nation on this planet that owes us over here. There's foreign governments as well. Now, this is a book called Capital in the 21st Century by economist Thomas Piketty from France. This is a good thing that you can read if you want to know where the money resides overseas. There was a documentary of this on Netflix. I don't know if you don't, how many pages is this? Like 700-800 pages? Well, I'll put up on the conclusion. Actually, let me get the exact number. 745 pages. Now, if you don't want to read 745 pages, there is the documentary for this exact book was on Netflix, so you can check it out. Also, The Half That Has Never Been Told. I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about this. So, again, guys, my point is that I don't want Taraji or anybody else complaining that we're not getting paid right or treated fairly. So we're gonna have to do it our damn self. And we can't forget about the godfather of reparations, Dr. Claude Anderson, with Powernomics. Hold on, I got a picture of this dude. I thought I did. Hold on. Let's see here. Dr. Claude. Love this guy. He getting up there as well. I'm sure y'all heard of him before. Matter of fact, if all this is new to you, go to this right here on YouTube. Type in The Breakfast Club. Dr. Claude Anderson. There's 2 interviews on here. Bam. 3 years ago and 4 years ago. Watch both of those. Now, if you're too lazy to do that, something wrong, in my opinion. He wrote 5 books. Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics, Dirty Little Secrets, More Dirty Little Secrets, and A Black History Reader. That was his latest book. You can get all those at powernomics.com right here. That man actually has a political class. I got some of his DVDs too. What is the point? We got to do it ourselves. They're not going to pay us what we want to get paid. They're going to make these dumbass excuses saying, "Oh, the black movies don't do well overseas." You know, we can't. Yeah, it's nice to have Jessica Chastain people to be like, "Okay, this is not right. You got to get paid the same amount of me. Let me give you some of my paycheck." Yeah, that's cool, but we can't rely on them. Do you rely on somebody to pay your rent? Do you rely on somebody to feed your kids if you have kids? If there's a leak into your roof, oh my God, the water's coming in. I don't know what to do. Or were you going to pull out a bucket or go up there and fix it yourself? But we rely on everybody. We rely on other groups of people to take care of us. That don't make sense. I know we all messed up in the brain. It's going to take a lot of therapy and stuff like that. And God, these books right here is a small fraction of it. And you're not going to be able to do it all, but you can do something, man. You can just do as much as you can. What is that sister's name? What is her? Somebody help me out. I know she got this is the last thing, and I'm gonna close this thing out. This one right here, what I want everybody to read, the Black Power book. She has a book club where she got like 16 videos. She got a video for every chapter in this book. It is on YouTube right now. What is her name? I'm not leaving it till remember. Hold on. Let me just look it up. Black blueprint for okay. I'm surprised I didn't lose nobody. I still got around a blueprint for Black Power. Hold on. There we go. Wait, yes, there we go, right there. Excuse me. I forgot her name, Dr. Oya Mott. So Dr. Amos Wilson's blueprint for Black Power. You see that 35 videos? She has a video for every chapter in the book. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Now you don't have to listen to her if you don't want to. My point is, you don't got to do this by yourself, man. My point is, there are people out there in the world right now, alive, breathing, while we are watching this. I'm broadcasting this live to you, and you watching it, that are doing the work. Find them and see where you can help out. See where you can, because you're not going to be able to do everything. You're not going to be able to do everything. Everything is not going to interest you. You know, just get in where you fit in, man. Because I don't want to see Taraji crying, making questions, saying questions like this. If I can't fight for the people coming up behind me, then what the F am I doing? She talking about Fantasia and the other girl in The Color Purple, and our children and their children and our grandbabies and great grandbabies. So yeah, we can cry, yeah, we can complain, but that's not gonna get us nothing. You know what the white supremacist is doing? Every time we cry like this, every time we cry about racial injustice, this is what they're doing. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, please. This is the perfect representation of what the white person. Every time we are crying and moaning and not doing nothing ourselves, this is what they're doing. This right here. It's entertainment to them. It is entertainment. They are laughing, eating popcorn. Look at these black people. Look. This is what they're doing. And Dr. Nellie Fuller, You can go to his website, producejustice.com. He talks about the white supremacists do this for 4 reasons: fun, glory, and material comfort. It was another reason I can't remember, but there was I had to get that off my chest, and so in one sense, black people, you got to show up, because we didn't show up for this right here. We didn't show up for acrimony. We didn't show up for Proud Mary. You know, I'm just saying. You know, don't give the studios a reason, you know, to say that we can't pay you, because she said I ain't got a. She said, but Taraji said I ain't got a pay raise since Proud Mary. It didn't make nothing. Now, granted, the movie was bad, so I mean, you can do what you want with your money. Yeah, well, did I say everything I wanted? I was gonna talk about Oprah, but I don't want to now. Yeah, man, that's all I got to say about this. So, I that was just, you know, I'm trying to do what I can do. I don't know everything, but you know, oh my gosh, where have you been? Are you serious? This was the same thing Monique was talking about. Yeah, I'm glad to see you, ma'am. It's been a minute. Thank you for being here. But yeah, guys, that is that we at right there, man. Link is in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And let's get to work, man. You know, it's gonna take a lot. You know, just think about it, man. Like I'll be 40 next year, and by the time I'm 70 years old, 80 years old, hopefully I'll make it that long. We still gonna be in this mess, but I want to look back and be able to say, you know what, we're still in this mess, but we made some progress. You know, we are better than we were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. I have something to pass down to my children, my grandchildren. They can look up to me and smile and have pride, saying, hell yeah, my daddy worked his butt off and did what he could. You know, and yeah, so that's what I got right there. So hopefully, um wait, that's not the comment I meant to bring up. No shade. We are seeing some younger black folks getting big. So I can't even comprehend that right now. Yeah, Anakin not ready. Just my opinion. Book club win. Man, the thing about it is I don't even got to start one because there's already book clubs online. What is Yvette Cornell had one. Gosh dog it. I can't remember. She got about 100 books on there. I can't remember. Damn. Like good was it good book reads? Wait. I remember Breaking Brown Book Club. Yep, right here. I don't care what y'all have to say about the person. I don't want to hear it. If I hear you saying anything negative about it, then I'm gonna delete the comment or block it, because that's, you know. Another thing, we got to be more mature, guys. We got to learn that we got to learn to be able to work with people even if we don't like them. That's what being on code is. That's the definition. You think all the white supremacists like each other? Hell no. They fight and bicker all the time. Where they stick together to uphold a system. We're not I got this from Dr. Aaron D. Johnson a number of years ago. We're not saying that you got to go to dinner with them with black people that you don't like and y'all children play at the playground. Man, we're trying to get what's ours. And also, I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about this. The goal is not to solve racism, white supremacy. They're gonna hate us regardless. I don't care about that. That is not the goal. Somebody was like, well, what do we do about racism? I don't give a crap. I just want what's mine. And once we get what's ours and we create our own, we will have enough power to defend ourselves and hold each other down. That it does not matter how much racist people are towards us, because we're strong enough to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to throw Wakanda out there, but that's a fantasy in a way. But this book club, like, look at all these books. My point is, y'all, the information is out there, and this is not the only list of books. This is just a fraction. So, I'm gonna clip this, of course, and you can send it to whoever. But I have a microphone right here. I have to talk about it. I have to give my piece. And so I don't know everything, you know. And also, if you saying the one last thing, if you're saying to yourself, Brandon, I hear what you're saying, bro, but it's 8 billion people on the planet. What can I like? I hear what you're saying, bro. I agree everything what you're saying, but I'm just one person. What can I do? There is a way to fight racism and white supremacy as an individual. That's what Nelly Fuller talks about. That's what being on code is. What you do and what you don't do. What you think and what you don't think. What you say and what you don't say. From now on, for the rest of your life, I'm giving an assignment right here and it's free. For the rest of your life, there's only three things. There's only three things that we do as human beings as we're existing in Earth. We're always either doing something, we're always either thinking something, or we always are either saying something. Okay. So from now on until the day that you die, every time you think about something, I want you to say to yourself, what I am thinking about right now, will this help Black people or will it hurt Black people? Every time that you open your mouth, say, what I'm about to say, will it hurt Black people or will it help Black people? I said hurt or help. And every time you're about to do something like, okay, I'm about to do this, whatever it is, what I'm about to do, will it help Black people or will it hurt Black people? If it will hurt Black people, don't do it. If it will help, do it. All right. Already, Olivia, she know what's up. There you go in caps. That's what on code is. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. That is going to wrap it up for the Moving News Roundup show number 113.